Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm here today with another super cute notebook holder. And today we're going to use acetate to make a pocket. So this is super fun. We are using these little scratch pads from Walmart. They come 3 to a pack. And somebody in the UK did tell me they have these at Asda. That's not Pen and Gear. It's the whatever the Asta brand is. So they're 4x6 scratch pads. They have a nice little border here, and they're just white paper. I did the notebook holder using an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper because I know a lot of my followers only use 8.5 by 11. They don't use the 12 by 12, which is perfectly fine. If you use a 12 by 12, then you'll just have a longer little closure flap. Okay, so and the other thing, I learned the difference between craft plastic and acetate. I bought this craft plastic from Amazon, and I was like, oh, it's just acetate. It's a lot thicker than acetate, and it's a little bit harder to work with, but I don't know where my acetate is, so I just use craft plastic. But I do suggest to use acetate because it's a little bit easier to work with. And this is kind of bulky, so I don't know, how much stuff is going to stay in there. But, and I did use a magnet. I don't know if a magnet is actually needed because we're putting on the cover, like a cut apart for the cover. But I'll show you where I put the magnet for this. Okay. So let's get started. You're going to cut your 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper down to 6 1/4 by 11. So go ahead and cut that. Okay, I don't know. It wasn't recording, but I just cut, just cut your paper 6 1/4 on the short side because it's already by 11. And then you're going to score your paper at 4 1/4, 4 3/4, 9, and 9 1/2. Okay. Those are your measurements. And your measurements are in the description box as usual. Alright. So now you're just going to take your bone folder and get those lines nice and creased, okay? There we go. Now, I did double mat mine because I wanted to have a white border in some places. I didn't double mat this piece, which I might do on this one. I'm not sure because there's no white on this one. So I might do it on the one I'm making now. Okay. So for this one, I went ahead and glued this down. So it's not really reusable once you use all the paper, but that's fine. For craft fairs, you want people to come back to your winter craft fair and buy another one, right? And the next year, buy another one in the spring. You can make another pocket or a belly band if you want to make sure the person can reload the paper, but I didn't want to do that, so it didn't. Alright, now think about your magnet placement before you start to mat. That is my biggest challenge because I will forget about the magnet until I've already matted, and then I gotta do like extra stuff or try to undo what I did and rip my paper and stuff. So let's stop and think about our magnet. So for this one, the magnet is here in the middle. It is not the strongest because I just used a little tiny magnet, but that's okay because this cut apart is like matted and it's heavy, so it's holding it closed just fine. If you want to add, 1, 2, 3 magnets, if you're using these small basic grays, and you want it to really snap, then you could use 1, 2, and 3. Or if you want, you can add your magnets here and here, so that part of it's magnetic. Okay. And I don't know if I said in this video, I have another sinus infection yet again, and an ear infection. So I'm not sick. Well, I guess technically that means you're sick, but I'm not contagious, put it that way. Anyway, so you want to think about that. Now, if you're putting just the one magnet in here, you want to put it underneath like the watermelon layer, not underneath the white, because that's just too much. It's not going to hold. And this magnet is underneath the watermelon layer too. So just keep that in mind when you're matting, how many layers versus how thick your magnets are and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and layer, because it's done. Like oh, the acetate pocket, you're not done. Let me do that. I have these paper towels. They are lint-free garage paper towels, but any lint-free will work. It just erases your fingerprints. All right, so for the acetate pocket, I am using 5 by 2 3/4. I have to cut mine down. Okay, and then I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch on 3 sides to make a pocket. Just, you know, fill out the thickness of your material. Craft plastic. I'm really getting that score line in there. If you have acetate, it's not going to be this hard. It's the same pocket. See, you can kind of see it there, kind of not. Okay. So, if you're doing acetate, where's my notebook? I wrapped it around the watermelon layer because I just didn't want the lines to show, like the tape lines. If you don't care about tape lines, then just put it on like a regular pocket. But if you do care about tape lines, then you're going to do it like me. Alright, so craft plastic or acetate, it will tell you which side it wants to fold on. Okay, and you're going to use your bone folder, and you're really going to press hard as you can, or else it's going to be kind of bubbly. So for me, the other pocket I did the long side first. And now this one I'm trying the short side, and I will tell you which one was easier. Oh, that's off. Okay. That is way off on this score line. Like I said, acetate or craft plastic is not the easiest to work with, but it has that wow factor. Okay. There we go. I guess doing the short sides are easier first and then this long side, but you know, it's all basically up to the user. Alright, so for me, I put score tape on the inside and the outside of my flaps. So let's go ahead and do that. I know you can't see, I'm literally just putting tape down. Okay. And where's my little... Just like a regular pocket. It's just a little harder to see. Okay. Alright, so here's the insides. And if you're not going to wrap it around designer paper, then just put your tape on the outside like a regular pocket. And there's probably a million different ways to do this, but this is what I'm doing. This was easy to me. Okay, I know some people it might be easier to put the tape on the paper instead of the plastic, but for me, this is what it was. All right. All right, so now I'm going to cut this just like I would any other pocket. So cut it at the triangle, making sure none of the pieces touch. And if they do, just cut a little bit more. Okay. Burnish it again as hard as you can. I know you can hear me breathing. Sounds like I'm snoring, but it is what it is. Okay. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and take the tape backing off on the inside only. Make sure there's no overhang or anything like that. And then I'm going to, this is the front, so I'm going to make sure that goes towards the front of the pocket. And I'm just going to slide it in there. And just kind of line it up, make sure there's no bubbles or anything like that. Okay. And I learned that yes, you can use undo on craft plastic. Because I did not line my paper up correctly, and it was very bad. Alright, so there we go. See, my pocket is a little bit more bubbly than, or more puckered than what I would like, but that's what happens when you use craft plastic and you don't have acetate. Okay, so just because I use a different material, I decided to go ahead and use tape and glue on the back of this. Am I doing too much? Probably. It just made me feel better. Oh, speaking of doing too much, the other thing that I started to like to do was reinforcing my spines with tape. I mean, we never did it before and our projects were fine, but lately I have just been on this kick that I have to reinforce everything. I don't know why, but that's been my thing. So I just have this clear tape. I know you can't see it. Hold on. Just some clear tape. Yes, I'm deviating from my pocket. I'm putting that to a side. And I'm going to go ahead and tape. You can use packing tape. It's easier to use packing tape, but I don't know where my packing tape is. And I'm just going to varnish that in. That way when you're opening, closing, it doesn't tear. I've never had one tear, but I don't know. This is just my new thing. That one I put on crooked, but that's fine. So then just find your other. That's the only bad thing about clear tape. So, but you know what I did on the other one that I did not do on this one? I put the pattern paper down first, and then I put the tape over it, so just give it a little extra shine element, but I forgot to do it here, so it doesn't matter. And just cut off the extra, and I'm just going to do the same thing to the other seam. You don't have to do it to the inside and outside, just pick one or the other, and you're fine. So as I was doing the other hinge with the tape, I was like, oh my gosh, I could have just laminated this whole thing, and then the whole thing would have been reinforced. But then I would have had all the lamination bubbles and all that business. And yeah. All right. Here we go. Now my little reinforced heart is happy, right? Again, this is just an extra step. I don't know if it adds value or not, but it makes me feel better, so I do it. Right, now back to our acetate pocket that I had here. I'm just going to add that to my layer. See, if you're double layering, then go ahead and add it to your other layer, or if you're not double layering, add it directly to your book. Alright, so here we go. And I'm kind of just following the acetate more so than the layer. But I want to put glue in the middle. Make sure there's no overhang. And here we go. Line it up as best as you can. And there we go. The glue probably will hold it down. I just feel more secure with tape. Oh, gosh. Okay. So then you're gonna glue that inside. But I think I'm gonna do the outside of mine first because I don't want to forget the magnet. I don't even know what I did with it. So my magnet, what did I say? I'm gonna layer everything. So let me go ahead and put all of my white layers down and then we'll come back. Okay, so I got all my mats down, and as you can see, I put an extra mat there because I forgot that I already added my mat to my pocket. So you can add your pocket when you want. I'm going to do my pocket last just because of that puffiness. But on your cover, and again, if you are only single matting, then you don't have to worry about matting your solid color first and then your watermelons, right? But because I'm using 2 mats, I had to think about that because my magnet is not going to be strong enough to go through 4 layers of cardstock, especially seeing how I'm just using one little baby magnet. If you want to use multiple magnets, then it will be strong enough, but I didn't want to. So, one little magnet, okay? Put my magnets together. Excuse me. Move that out the way. I'm going to put this kind of in the center. Peel off my back. And line this up to where both of my spines are nice and squared. Oh no. So that, you know, they're not like, one's not looking like that. You want them to look like that. Line that up and push my magnet in. There we go. If your magnets don't have adhesive, then just use your score tape. It's easy. Okay, I'm gonna I have no idea what I just did. Oh, here it is. I still like to put score tape over my magnets because that's how I was taught. It's probably doing too much, but whatever. Okay. And then I also like to put a little tiny piece of score tape on the edge where my paper is, just because I don't have the patience to let my glue dry. And I need my magnet to be completely covered. So just kind of guess where it's going to be. Yep. Lazy Crafting. Lazy Crafting. But that way I know my paper is not going to pop up near my magnet. Okay. So now we're just going to go ahead and line that up. And stick it down. If you only use glue, you have to hold right here. There's going to be a little bubble because obviously the magnet is thicker than the rest of the paper, right? So you need to hold it down. But if you're a lazy crafter like me, you already put your score tape, so you're good to go. Alright, so we need to do that to our inside magnet as well. So here's my watermelon piece. And this one, because the magnet is dead in the middle, I'm just going to put a little piece roughly on either side. And I'm just guessing where it is. It's not a, I mean, you can measure if you want to. But again, a lazy crafter. Crafting like a lazy boss. Alright. Here we go. I don't always do that part because sometimes even that part is too much work. But today I did it. Okay. So line this up. And okay, again, making sure the sides of your paper are completely down on either side of that magnet. Okay, perfect. Alright, now you're just going to mat like normal. This is my Acetate Pocket. I'm just using glue, wet glue. You can use score tape again if you want to, but I don't find it necessary. I'm just going to use wet glue. Put my pocket in. Okay, that's perfect. I'm going to run over it again with the bone folder. And just because I'm using that craft plastic, everything wants to bubble up. So really, you know, make sure, what is this going on here? Alright, make sure that's down all the way. Okay, use your lint-free towel to clean up any glue and fingerprints on your acetate here. Maybe I should have used score tape because it's pulling up my layers. I don't like that. That's okay, wet glue will get this layer back down. There we go. Okay, now you're just going to take your notebook and you're going to adhere it to the center. I am going to use my tape for that, only because I feel like it's more secure. You can use your glue, I'm sure. Where's my little... And this is just 1/8 tape that I get from, I used to get it from Tall Mouse, but they stopped selling it. But it's from a company called Basic, and it's my favorite. And it's super cheap, but it only comes in 1 inch. So, but that was the last bit of that. So I'm gonna have to use my other. I have to go get one out of the drawer. Okay. Oops. And you can put as much or, you know, as little tape as your heart desires on here. Here we go. That's what I'm going to put there. And that's it. So you can make this bulk in like 10-15 minutes, especially if you're doing multiple of the same exact. it's just taken me longer because obviously I'm trying to do a tutorial and I'm trying to make sure that we are catering to everyone, every level. But you fast crafters, you can make this whole thing start to finish with matting. The original one took me maybe, it was like 13 minutes. And that was with coming up with the measurements and everything. So, you know, keep that in mind. If you're a slow crafter, if you're following along with me, it's probably going to take you 25 minutes. That's where we're at right now. 25-30 minutes. But that's still not bad. The actual holder only took us, what, 5 minutes? It's just the matting that takes 12 years. But anyway, so that's all you do, and then you just finish matting it. I stuck a little sticker on here just for fun, and then I, just put this on there. But that's it. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.